So let's now try to solve the energy that is being harnessed from the wind through the wind turbine. So let's say, for example, this part here is a plane that is used as the wind turbine plane, for example, and we have a parcel of air that is going through the wind turbine, and this parcel of air has a dimension of d in one side, so it means that the volume of this is equal to d cubed, which is basically a cubic parcel of air, and then we have a velocity v here. So that's the velocity of the moving air. So as we all know from the kinetic energy, so in terms of wind, the wind has a kinetic energy, right? So kinetic energy is basically, the equation for that is 1/2 mv squared. So where m is the mass and v is the velocity. So in this case, kinetic energy associated with the mass of air is 1/2 mv squared. So if you look again at this example of a parcel of air, we can say that the mass of that specific parcel of air is equal to rho v, where the capital V is volume. So this part is volume. And we know that rho is the density. So density of air. So that's the density of air. So if you look at this formula, rho v, so density is kilogram per cubic meter and volume is cubic meter. So we can have a mass of kilogram. So that is the mass here. So rho v. When in which case the v is the volume, we can represent it as d cubed. So the volume is d cubed. All right, so it's rho d cubed. So in this case, the mass is actually equal to rho d cubed. So now, if it's rho d cubed, you can say from here is rho d cubed. This is mass. So it's basically the same 1/2 mv squared. It's pretty much the same as the kinetic energy. Now, if we take the time required for this parcel of air to pass through the plane, so this part here, the time required from here to pass through the plane is time t. So time t, and time t can be represented as distance over velocity. Okay, so distance is in terms of meter and velocity is in terms of meter per second. So you cancel this one, it becomes second. So that is time. So since we can consider t as time over v, and if we try to make energy into power, so power is equal to the energy per unit time. All right, so it's the energy per unit time, which is E over T here. Then we can represent T as D over V, or distance over velocity. So in this case, the distance is in terms of meter. So if we put the value of E before, so let's say here, so E is actually to 1/2 d cubed rho v squared over the T, this one, so d over v. So in that case, we can cancel this one, it becomes 2, cancel this one, and v goes up, it becomes v cubed. You can see from here. So power is basically 1/2 d squared rho v cubed. Now, if we look at it as power per unit area, all right, so let's say, because this is an area here, all right, if you look at the figure now, this is an area here, there's an area of that, then we can add as power per unit area, or we can make sure there's represented as power per unit area. So basing from this formula here, d squared is actually area. All right, so d squared from the previous formula becomes area. All right, so the result is 1/2 rho v cubed is equal to P over d squared. Okay, as we all know, rho is density. So density is for air, density of air. So the density of water is 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter, but for the density of air is very light. It's 1.2 kilogram per cubic meter. So because this is 1/2 here, 1/2 rho, you can see from here. So 1/2 of 1.204 is equal to 0.602 kilogram per cubic meter of density times V cube. So this one is the formula for the wind power. All right. But of course, in wind power, this is not usually in 100% efficient. All right, so this is not 100% efficient. So there must be an efficiency that we need to input in this formula. So the final formula for a power of wind turbine is basically 0.602 times efficiency, which is in terms of this symbol, times the area times V cubed. So this is velocity. Okay, this is area and efficiency, and this is the 1/2 of the density. So the final formula, if you look at the final formula, you can see from here that the power output of a wind turbine is basically a function of wind speed or wind velocity because of the cube here. So what does it mean? So if we try to double the V here, okay, is we try to double the V, so let's say the V becomes 2, so what happens? 2 cubed is equals to 8, right? So a 2 cubed is equals to 8. It means that when we double the wind speed, the power output increases by 8 times. 8 times. You can see from here. It will increase 8 times. If we try to triple the power, triple the velocity, 3 cubed, the power will become 27 times higher. As you can see from here, 27 times higher. So that is the importance of velocity or speed, the wind speed, in determining the power of a wind turbine. All right. So the main factor for determining the power is again the wind speed. So the higher the wind speed, the higher the power of the wind turbine. So let's take, for example, in this a simple example here. Compare the wind power of the following. 20 meters of rotor diameter, this is the turbine diameter, at 5 meters per second of speed, wind speed, and 20 meter rotor diameter at 15 meters per second of wind speed. So in this case, we have basically the same rotor diameter, but the main difference is the velocity. So the velocity has increased 3 times, right, from 5 to 15. So 3 times increase. So what's going to be the answer for this comparison? So the first one, let's say this is letter A, this is letter B. For letter A, power is equal to 0.602 kilogram per cubic meter, right, times efficiency times the area times velocity cube. All right, so what is efficiency? So let's take, for example, because efficiency is not given, so let's say it's 100% efficient for this specific example. And so the area, okay, when we solve the area, if we look at again the turbine, so when we have the turbine, okay, I will make a turbine here. If a 3-blades turbine, the area is basically the area where the rotation of the turbine is. All right, so that is the cross sectional area of the rotor. So what is the formula for that? So in this area, the cross section of this should be pi d squared over 4. All right, so from there we can have pi, which is the area is 20 meters squared over 4. Okay, so we have the area of that specific turbine. Okay, so we can put it here. So P is equal to 0.602 kilogram per cubic meter times 1, which is the efficiency, times the area of pi 20 meter squared over 4 times the velocity, so or speed. The speed is 5 meter per second raised to the cube. So the answer for this is 23,640.5 watts. So this is letter A. Okay, so that is for letter A. So why it's watts? Okay, let's try to see if it's really watts is the unit here. So what is the unit for this? Is kilogram per cubic meter. So we'll try to unit analysis. Kilogram per cubic meter. This one should be square meter. And this one should be cubic meter per cubic second. Alright, so we can cancel cubic here. We can cancel cubic. So what happens is we have kilogram square meter per cubic second. So is this unit the same as watts? Alright, so try to see if it's the same as watts. Okay, I'll provide this answer for you here. So what is watts is joules per second, right? Okay, and joules is Newton times meter and then second. So what is Newton? Newton is kilogram meter per second squared. Okay, so now we can see from here, this is kilogram meter per second squared times meter per second. This one is Newton. Newton meter is joules. Per second is watts. So basically, this is watts. All right. So now we have the answer for letter A. So this is letter A here. And the same formula to use for letter B, but at 15 meter per second. So what is letter B? Letter B here is power at 15 meter per second is 638,293 watts. All right. So if you look at the two, this one and this one over here, then you can see the big difference in terms of the overall power production. So it means that this part here, this part here is 8 times larger than this part here, because of not 8 times, it's 27 times, because it triples. 27 times larger than this part here. You can check that one if it's 27 times. All right.